Hi, and welcome to Morning Coffee with Pizan Academy. I'm Deanna, and today I want to talk to you about some interesting activities that you can do with your kids right from home that can help larger data projects from museums and organizations from around the world. So I was reading an article by Atlas Obscura that was written by Jessica Lee Hester, and it was talking about some really interesting activities that you can just go out into your backyard or look at from your home, and then you can gather data and upload it into their websites and help these organizations track various things. So I'm going to give you some examples, but there are a lot more that you can find online. I'll put a link to the article in the description below so you can decide which activities you want to do that will be fun for the entire family. The first one is to observe the sky at night. You can do this from your home. You can go out into the front yard or backyard or even off of a patio or balcony and look up at the sky. The National Optical Astronomy Observatory and some other groups are collecting data on the conditions of the sky at night. Are there clouds? Is there wind? All sorts of different types of data. So you go out there and you observe it, and this is a great activity to do with your kids because they can observe things and then you can make a list. Then you'll go to the website and you'll upload the different observations that you have. You also need to put in your location and the date. They're collecting this data, and they even want to know if there's things like light pollution, if there's even like a vending machine if you're in an apartment complex, or if there are street lights around. They're interested in what you can see and what the light conditions are. And so they're gathering this data to have a better understanding. The next example is to look for flowers. If you have lilacs that are growing in your neighborhood or near you, then you can contribute to the National Phenology Network's tracking of conditions in which the lilacs bloom. They want to know if they have buds on them, if they're full flowering, and even how fragrant they are. So you can go out and observe the lilacs and put your information into this database to help them have a better understanding of the conditions in which lilacs grow. The next very simple activity that you can do with the whole family is through a partnership with NASA and the National Oceanic Atmospheric Association, NOAA. And you go out and you can observe different weather patterns, and if there's anything peculiar going on, like an unseasonably warm time or a lot more rain, you can log these different kind of weather patterns into this database, and it helps them understand. Now, I'm in the Pacific Northwest, and it is very difficult to predict the weather here. A lot of our weather patterns come off of the ocean, and it's very unpredictable. We've had a very unseasonably warm winter and sunshiny spring. So logging this data for this organization would help them understand the weather patterns and can help them interpret long-term to have better predictability. The data that they accumulate can help them have better predictive models that can ultimately end up with better forecasting for all of us. The next activity takes you and your family out into the yard with your smartphone, and there's an app called iNaturalist, and you can snap pictures of insects and flowers and trees. And so what you can do is go out into the yard, turn over rocks and see what insects are there, take a picture, and then upload it to iNaturalist. This gives them an indication of the type of insects and species that are in your region. The last activity is through Boston's Children's Hospital and Harvard epidemiologists, and they're looking to understand seasonal symptoms or even symptoms of flus and colds. And so you can go onto their website and you can upload symptoms. And if you're feeling well, that data is also important because what they're trying to do is understand seasonal illnesses and how widespread they are and what those symptoms are. So if you wake up with a sore throat, then you would put that in. If you're feeling well, you can put that in. And so this is going to ultimately help the epidemiologists, or those people who study diseases and the spread of diseases, to understand the regional effects of things like the flu and the cold. So these are only a few of the examples that are out there. You can look at this article as a good starting point, and then you can Google different activities that your whole family might find interesting to see if there are any organizations that are seeking data. Well, I'm off to go to my garden and track some insects to upload to iNaturalist. Have a great day, and we'll see you next time.